What's up, sheeple?
What's up, my clones and fellow replicants? Welcome to episode 2 of Theoretically Speaking. This is one of your hosts, Matthew Lopez, and we have Ian House on the munchin right now. Say hi, Ian.
This episode is brought to you by Pringles.
I think Pringles would be really proud of the work we're doing here. So,
God's work, truly.
Oh my God, truly God's work. So, here we are, and today we are going to talk about clones.
It's the clone episode.
But before we talk about clones, we just want to say that we're really thankful for all the positive feedback that we've gotten, and we're really glad that you all enjoyed the show. That really makes doing this much worth it.
Makes it worth it, you know. It's worth it for the fans.
Very much worth it. So, worth very much. So, let's hop into this. This is
Let's do it. The clone podcast.
Oh God.
So since you introduced the dog one, and
Yes.
I think the clone was kind of my idea.
Yeah.
And so I think I'll start with
let
the
her
clones.
Let her rip.
Let her rip. Play the let her rip sound. Beyblade. So, the clone conundrum, truly. So, like, the way we want to set it up is, the simplest way is, what if you had a clone?
That is the simplest way to describe. Like, just what if you had a clone? But we gotta spice it up a little bit from that.
Well, we gotta specify. You have to. It's not specific enough, right?
Ian, play the specify sound effect.
I don't know. That's not. There is no
There's
specify
no
sound
specify
effect. That
sound
doesn't.
effect.
Everyone knows there's no specify sound effect. You
Fucking idiot.
Okay. Name calling aside, so essentially, every person has a clone.
No. What?
Everyone.
No. I think I want to talk about like just you. If you in the world we live in right now had a clone of yourself.
Oh fuck.
No, because what you're talking about, society itself would totally be changed. But I mean, like, if you had a clone
on an individual level.
Yes, on just you. You like,
Heard.
You're on the street, right? And
Yeah.
and a guy walks up to you, and you're like, that guy looks familiar, and you realize, oh, it's me. And he says, Matt, I have something serious to talk to you about. I don't have much time.
I'd be like, if you're my clone, that's bullshit.
No, he says,
don't.
he says, you're my clone. I'm the real you.
Oh.
That would ruin my life. That would kind of ruin my worldview, I think.
I don't think it would ruin my life. I would want to weaponize it. What an amazing treat. What an amazing find to find your clone.
Weaponize your clone?
Yes. Oh my God.
So is your clone autonomous? In this, we can talk about some different scenarios.
Yeah, okay.
So this is like your clone was created at birth, right? Like you're both, there was two of you.
Yes.
And so he grew up on his own path, but still ended up largely similar to you despite, nature versus nurture type differences in his life, right? But he won't just obey you. You know, he does have his own free will. So I don't know how you'd go about weaponizing your clone.
I'm very persuasive. I think that would be the first step to even wanting to talk with your clone. Like, if you met your clone, like the earth-shattering. That is a earth-shattering.
I mean,
find.
It would literally make. I'd probably if I came up to myself on the street and I said, "I'm the real you. I can't stay here for long," and he's wearing like a mustache and like glasses and stuff.
He's got an even bigger trench coat on.
He's got an even bigger
dealership.
Driver's license.
Yeah.
Why is his driver's license so big?
He owns a dealership. I don't know. That's why his driver's license is so big, because he owns the dealership.
That's not true.
He says, I get a bigger driver's license than everybody else because I own the damn dealership.
So your clone comes up to you and he's working at a used car dealership lot, but he's been tracking you down because he saw you.
Pretty
once.
easy with all those used cars at disposal.
Yeah,
like,
so much transport.
Yeah.
So stupid. So he tracks you down, right? And he's like, I'm the real you, but you're cloned from me. You're my clone.
Interesting.
I think there's a movie. I'm pretty sure there's a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger that's literally
Total Recall.
Yeah, Total Recall.
I think it's Total Recall.
No,
yeah.
it's not.
It isn't?
No, there's like some other movie. Well, it's like it's a movie where he is the clone.
Oh,
He's not the original. doesn't really mean anything. At the end of the day, your existence is still your own, no matter if you're like a copy of someone.
Yeah, that's like that simulation theory bullshit, dude. It's like, what if all of existence was a simulation? I'm like, dude, have you seen the Earth? Have you like rooted around in the grass and the dirt?
I just think
it's beautiful. This is a great life.
It's just it's a stupid argument.
If it's a simulation, like, well done.
If it's a simulation, who cares? It doesn't affect my life at all. If there's no way the simulation. Whoever's running the simulation would never let me escape it. So what's the point?
Of course, but if you met your clone, though.
Yeah, back to the clone.
Well, the thing about weaponizing it, as I said, and I should honestly come up with a better word. But
yeah, weaponizing is.
But I mean, that's where my mind goes too, because like, think about how much more shit you could get done with a like-minded clone.
So that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, it's not a twin. It's not a twin.
Because initially, not a twin.
No,
they're very different. Because initially. Panic, fear, doubt, anger, maybe even. Like, why would you even come up to me?
I want to fight my clone,
dude. All right, let's go. Let's get into it. So, I think pretty early on we would have to have some kind of
fisticuffs.
Sci-fi. We've been talking for 6 minutes, and we've already gotten into would you fight your clone?
Of
and
course.
The answer is of course.
Yes, you have to. Like, I would want to battle my clone with fisticuffs,
because it would be the most
battle of wits. Just who's funnier.
Yeah.
Probably some other things like who can hold their breath underwater the longest, who can eat the most, banana pudding.
Those are such classic.
Speed reading,
yeah.
Or what's that movie? Cool Hand Luke? Like, yeah, eating the hard-boiled eggs.
Oh, I haven't seen that
movie.
movie.
Who could eat the most hard-boiled eggs? That's the real test of man right there.
See, I feel like the test of Matt.
That is the real test of man. How many eggs can he eat?
How many boiled eggs can you eat? Viewers, if you would like to send us in your own boiled egg counts, do it, and we'll top them on camera. That's not true. Maybe it is. Who knows?
I'd be down to eat some hard-boiled eggs for the clout.
For the clout, dude. For
everything
sure.
for the clout.
For sure, for the clout. Absolutely. So your clone, your airdropped into an arena. Nice, excellent airdrop sound effect. Your feet touch the sand. You hear the audience in the distance. 2 Ians go in. Only 1 Ian will leave. What would it be called? What would the clone arena be called?
Clone off? I don't know.
Clone off? That's so stupid. That's literally like the first possible thing.
Oh my god, the Clone Wars.
It'd be called Man versus Man.
It'd be called Man versus Man? Really?
It'd be called Man versus Self.
Ooh, I like that. And then the Battle Royale would be Man versus Society.
Where they clone you 50 times?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would be epic.
That would be fucking
awesome. You would honestly die so quickly, though. Actually, you know what I think? If you had to fight 50 of yourself, in the heat of the battle, you would forget who you are.
I think so. I think after I killed like my third Ian, I would be like, it's just another faceless. It's like a mannequin I'm killing, you know?
So
I'm just saying I would become a killing machine, is all I'm saying.
I like the hypothetical idea of, like, since birth. So let's track it back, man. Like, let's track it back. You find your clone. Okay. You're at a water park with your family, right?
Okay. So this is in the future. I've got a family now.
No, you're a kid. You're with your family. They're way bigger than you because they're your parents.
Yeah,
so
they're adults. Yeah, I know how it works.
Yeah, okay.
I've been a child before.
Well, I mean, you're just so tall. I was like, maybe Ian came out like 6'2". I don't know.
Yeah, my mom was actually 10 feet tall.
Fuck, that's crazy. Are you gonna shrink too?
No. Shrink?
Yeah. No, is she still 10 feet tall?
Yeah, dude.
That's fucking epic. So anyways, you're there, you're playing under like the giant mushroom that's like spraying water and everything.
I know exactly what you're thinking about.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, and you just unearthed a fucking memory in the back of my brain.
And you just run through the shimmer, that little water
wall,
and you collide head first with another one of you.
Boing.
Exactly. So what do you do from there? First of all, I would go get that one a towel, and I would be like, we got to strategize.
You'd immediately, as a kid, as a kid, I feel like
I was a conniving little bitch.
So you'd immediately be like, Dennis the Menace. You'd be like, let's cause some mischief.
Are you kidding me? There's 2 of you.
Yeah, just at a core level, there's now 2 of me.
Oh man, I don't want to spoil anything. Have you seen that movie, The Prestige?
Oh, I fucking love that movie. No spoilers, though.
No spoilers, but
I mean, we kind of spoiled it by even mentioning it.
We spoiled it by me mentioning it, but like, essentially, this is that hypothetical.
I don't know. It's from like, let's see. Let me look up when The Prestige is from really quick.
It's based on an old book. The story takes place in the 1800s. I know that.
Yes,
That is an amazing movie.
It's like turn of the century. It's like the 1890s. 2006. Okay, well, if you haven't seen it in 13 years, I think we're in spoiler territory.
Yeah, we're out of spoiler territory, sadly, but I will say out of...
Matt, would you like a chip from our delicious...
Anyways, so...
sponsored
yes,
chip?
so...
I feel like we might...
anyway, so...
Don't talk with your mouth full, Matt. That's disgusting. The
You're
viewers
right.
and I hate it when you do that.
Mm-hmm. So, we have this clone. You collide into them. Yeah, I would start wanting to plot immediately.
You be getting down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Fuck education. I hate learning. So what I would do is I'd be like, okay, you
don't have to learn half as much.
Yeah, exactly.
Just alternate.
Yeah, I hate learning anything.
Now, would you do it like a block schedule, or you alternate days? Would you do like, I have to do a week and then you have to do a week?
I would want to do a day schedule. The only reason why is because, like, you know, you're a kid and you have like a social status to keep up with in school. You have friends and things like that. You don't want to miss out on everything and let your clone get all the fun, because they are autonomous, like you said, so they're gonna make their own decisions.
That's true. They're gonna have their own friend groups.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it would be honestly kind of sick to like to have like people that only your clone hangs out with, you know, and then you'd be like, damn, these people are cool, but I can't hang out with them. Only my clone can.
How would you disguise this situation? Because people would try to catch on, right? And if you were ever caught, you would have to say it's a twin.
What if your clone just turned out to be really emo? Like your clone goes through a scene phase.
Fuck.
So one day you'd be going in with like black fingernails, fucking color contacts, like studded belts, checkered Vans, Matt. Checkered Vans, Matt. And then one day you just, you know, you look like a normal person. It's a bit harsh.
It is a bit harsh, but I mean, like...
But I mean, it'd just be really funny. I think it would be really hard for people not to figure it out really soon, to be honest.
It would be an incredible act to keep up. But I think it'd be worth it for the amount of mischief and amazing things that could happen.
It's just like, I mean, there's got to be a Disney movie about clones.
I think it's Parent Trap? No, that's just like the same actor playing two people. Never mind.
Is it? I haven't never seen the Parent Trap.
Is it Lindsay Lohan? I don't fucking know. Anyways.
Lindsay Lohan and the Parent Trap.
Okay, so like... okay, you know what? No, fuck this. Using the word weaponized is a great idea, because I would be trying to pull off a fucking heist. All right? Are you kidding me?
So as a kid, you're like, I'm gonna skip school, and then you're an adult. You're like, I'm gonna rob the treasury.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
steal the Declaration of Independence.
See, I feel like
are we gonna get copyrighted for that?
We already said Pringles are sponsoring us. I really doubt
any.
If we're fucked, or it's already happened.
True. I'm just afraid to quote Nicolas Cage. I'm afraid he's gonna come find me.
I'm not afraid. I hope it happens.
You hope Nicolas Cage comes and finds you?
I fucking hope so.
What if your clone has the personality of a Nicolas Cage character?
Whoa, now that...
Like they're just totally uncontrollable, and they are out to destroy you and everything you love.
Now that would be fucking crazy.
That'd be fucking awesome. Yeah, dude, you would be... Wait, you wouldn't agree with everything that your clone... Oh my god. This would be... This is... Ian, I don't think it's a nightmare. Honestly, this would be a nightmare.
No, let's really like, let's think about this from a college educated standpoint, right?
Oh God.
A big brain, dude. Play the
big brain sound effect. I got you.
Yeah, we got. Well, we'll add that. The epic win brain sound effect activate. Yeah. So, if I really did meet like me and I saw me, I would probably almost instantly have an existential crisis.
Of course.
Because you'd be like, what does this mean? Am I truly an individual? Was I created? Was I born? Was I even born from my mother's womb? You know, it would completely ruin your entire worldview.
Would you try to search for the source?
Like where your clone came from?
Mm-hmm.
Or vice versa, if you were the clone, where you came from?
How would you know?
I guess I don't.
Because they could tell you that you're the clone and you're the fake one, but how could you trust them? I think that's the thing. You could inherently...
Because I would totally lie to my clone.
Oh, exactly. Me too. I think you could never fully inherently trust your clone. You could never fully trust them.
Absolutely. So I'd be like, this motherfucker is totally lying. He's fucking trying to get me to do some dumb shit.
Which is why I'm saying you have to persuade. You have to break their spirit. Okay, so what's the process
Jesus Christ,
of breaking?
Man, you're like, weaponize the clone, break their spirit. You're like,
because it's a danger to you. What is more dangerous to you than you?
I don't know. Anyone else? I feel like me, at least, I know somewhat along the routes which I will do things. Somewhat. Assuming your clone is relatively similar to you, you know?
I think we're stuck in this idea that the clone is only similar in appearance. What if the clone is similar in personality?
So, quite literally, if there was two of you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then wouldn't it be like that corny movie thing where you're both doing the exact same thing at the same time for the first, like, couple minutes? You know what I mean? Like, what? Who are you? Oh. You know what I mean? Okay, it's too early in the podcast to get to the obvious question.
I think that you just saying you would do the same things at the same time, because if I'm beating my meat and my clone's beating their meat,
you're telling me you and your clone would be your jack off buddy, your Jo bud.
You'd have to try it once.
I don't think I would have to be honest.
You don't think you'd fuck your clone not once?
Everyone I talk to about this always says that they would, right? They always say.
I mean, you know what you like.
But I don't know if I like providing that though. You know what I mean?
You don't know.
I do though. I think I don't think I would want to have sex with myself. That's not like a self-esteem issue thing.
No.
It's literally just like I don't. That's just not. I think honestly it would be really weird. I think if you were.
It would be the weirdest.
It wouldn't be the weirdest.
Like, people think incest is weird, and it is. But
thank you for clarifying that. If you didn't say "and it is," I would have been very upset with you. People think incest is weird. Fuck your mom, whatever.
Yeah, we're saying this both as only children, so we can't.
Yeah, take that into account. Only children. I think there's been studies about that where only children are like, into incest porn and stuff like that.
Which is dominating the porn marketplace, and I kind of hate it.
I don't really watch porn like videos, so really? It's fine. Yeah, I don't go on Pornhub.
Do you buy them like from the store? Like
no, what? No, I have other sources.
Other sources.
I do know though. Every time I've ever been on like a major website, it's like Hung Teen bangs his stepmom.
Yeah,
and it's always stepmom too. It's
like yo,
dude, they can't say real mom.
They can't, but they can, but they could.
Oh, they could.
But yeah, okay. So I'd want to fuck my clone once.
At least once. Maybe I'd be awesome.
Maybe
at that.
twice.
So the thing is,
maybe
I probably
fall
wouldn't
in love with your clone.
I don't think I could fall in love with myself, dude. I would be like fucking irritated with myself. I'd be like, dude, shut up. I'm the one who talks.
It'd
now.
make this podcast a lot more frustrating.
With just two of us.
A total of 4.
It's just 4. It would just be 2 of the same voices twice.
No, I mean, because they're autonomous as well. They just have a similar personality.
But it'd be the same. They would have the literal same voice as you. So it'd be like, which is this clone? Is this Ian 1 or Ian 2 speaking? We'd have to wear those Dr. Seuss shirts around thing 1 and thing 2. You know what I mean? That would be kind of sick. That'd be kind of a cool tattoo.
It would be a cool tattoo. I mean, that's what parents already have to do with big families. They like color code their kids and shit.
Color code them?
Have you never seen this?
What are you talking about?
You ever go to like a hotel and you see some idiot who's made like 6 kids, and then you see these 2 dumbasses who bred way too much.
He made 6 kids.
Like our style
I like how
breeding.
You thought that he was like, it's like going into credit card debt. You know, it's like, he did it and it's his fault. You know, he made all these children. But you're right. You're totally correct. You fucking idiot. Why did you have so many children?
Our system breeding dumbasses, and they fucking.
That is so funny, man. That's hilarious.
Unbelievably to where they have like
a man with potent
6
seed.
kids.
A man with potent seed and a wife with a fertile womb.
Highly fertile.
Highly.
You could grow actual plants in there. It's
That's
so fertile.
not
That's not true. It's not how those parts work.
That's why my mama told me not to swallow watermelon seeds because it would grow a plant in my womb. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could fuck my clone. I mean, that's not true. I think I would once just because it's almost immediately the first go-to thought is would you fuck your clone?
And you know what? About this whole weaponizing clone thing, I really was trying to think, like, how evil am I? Not really. Not that evil. So I would just really use that clone to get
I don't know. If you just took purely the audio that you've said on this podcast alone.
Oh, if I ever
then you sound very evil.
Ended up in court for something, I feel like this podcast would be quoted.
This is incriminating.
This is highly incriminating audio. So I no, but think about
Matt's
this.
Gonna fucking be found 3D printing bump stocks in someone's basement in New York.
Bump stocks?
Bump stocks.
What is that?
It's they're like insanely illegal.
Oh no, I've never heard the expression.
It's like a stock. Never mind. It's fine.
Anyways, so you have this clone, right? And
I'm saying I'd weaponize it, but I'm not that evil. So actually,
what I would do
What would
is
you
just use them to get out of bullshit I don't want to do, like go to the
Yes,
DMV.
of course.
Like,
Dude, what's that fucking one movie with Michael Keaton in it? I think, is it Michael Keaton? It's the movie where a guy has access to a clone machine. And every time he clones himself, it's like a worse clone. So like the first clone is like basically the same, just maybe he's like a little stupider. But like the fifth clone is like, I like pizza. And like it's like drooling and shit.
Oh god.
Dude, that movie is fucking awesome.
So, here's an idea. You would have to talk with your clone. You'd have to seriously sit down and talk with your clone and say which of us is going to be good cop, which of us is going to be bad cop.
Okay, say that again.
Which of us is going to be good cop, which of us is going to be bad cop.
So if you went in the police force, you'd be the interrogation team.
No, I'm saying like in general, like in life, like which clone, like who's going to be the good guy, who's going to be the bad guy.
Huh. Yeah, it's okay. By the way, the movie is called Multiplicity.
Oh, perfect title.
And it came, yeah, right? 1996 American sci-fi comedy.
Ooh.
I Googled clone movie, clones get worse. And it worked. It gave me exactly what I wanted.
Google knows.
Google knows, man, for real. They do know. They know everything about you.
Apparently, if you like talk,
they know about that crazy, porn you be looking up, Matt.
Yeah, that clone porn, that clone incest porn.
Clone incest porn?
My
clone is fucking my clone mom?
The puppy people clone incest porn.
Whoa. Crossover episode.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Play the whoa sound.
Okay, we can't keep saying to play sound effects.
Yeah, but we do. Anyway, you're like, let's fast forward a little bit.
Oh,
Let's say we've gotten out of this whole schooling phase of our life, which we are currently entrapped to.
So what age are we at? Like 35?
Yeah, I'd say we're 35. Do you run for president?
And your vice president is you?
Yes.
Dude. Oh, that'd be awesome. That's the shit. That would be really cool.
Or worse, you don't run with your clone as your vice.
They run against you.
Or you don't tell anybody still, and you can use them as a scapegoat.
What do you mean? Like, how?
Like, if something goes bad. Because think about it.
They'd be like, oh, this is my clone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the real one.
Yeah.
Bullshit. People would be like, what the fuck?
Well, you know what people would immediately think? Oh my god, the government has access to clones.
Yes, especially, of course. That's what I would think. That's what I would assume if I found a clone of myself. I would immediately be like, oh, the government has cloned me.
Would you
Who
really
else would have access to such
down
technology?
The source? Would you really hunt down the source?
No, of course. How? Where would you start?
I don't know.
You have to start like, what's your birth place, and you go there, and you go to the hospital, and you find your birth certificate, and it's like it's an old birth certificate that they whited out the previous name on and wrote your name on it. You scratch it under the name underneath, Albert Einstein.
What the fuck? You know what? Actually, I do figure out. I have. It's taken me this long, but I know exactly what I would do if I ran into my clone on the street and they said, "Hey, how you doing?" I'd beat the fuck out them.
Just on the street.
Oh my god! In broad daylight, I would beat them within an inch of their life and tie them up and put them in my house.
Nice outfit, nerd.
Yeah.
And then I curb stomp.
And then I would just
stop doing that. You've done that fucking fist punch thing like 5 times already.
I would.
So that.
Yeah, because that's where the questioning would begin.
That is simultaneously the I'm beating my meat and also killing my clone on the street sound effect for you.
It's still the beating of meat.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, it is a ubiquitous sound effect for beating meat. Clone flesh.
So yeah, I would tie them up and put
Everyone
them in
knows
my house.
clones taste terrible, dude.
Everyone? Okay, so you could never trust anybody with this information either.
Yeah, who could I don't know a single person. If I told my mom, she'd be like, haha.
Yeah,
okay, quit kidding around.
No one would believe you, but what if you could show them?
Yeah, so think about this. What about this? What if you weren't even the one that was cloned? What if your friend came up to you and was like, I have got something to show you, and you can't tell anyone. You are my most trusted friend.
Ooh.
And then another copy of him just walks out. And he's like, and they both look at you in the same time, and they go, yeah, I know. It's crazy at the same time.
I would run away.
You'd be like, you'd be gone.
I would probably slap myself in the face and be like, this is a dream. This is a
I'd
dream.
be like,
me away.
Yeah. You'd be like, wake up, please.
It would be terrifying, dude.
It'd
If
be
you're
so just the. I feel like just the in your the very.
How good is this friend?
He's your best friend. If you show
he's your
dude,
best friend? What if it was like a shitty friend that you don't kind of really like all that much?
yo, dude, you want to come over to my house and play Smash? And you're like, yeah, okay. And you go, and then you're like, oh, by the way, this is my clone. And you're like, oh my god.
I'd be like, did you just jump to being the top of my friend group?
Did you just become my best friend, or my worst enemy? Dude, imagine if someone had had a clone. You know, there's two of them, and they wanted to kill you. So there's just two copies of some insanely evil, like violent human, like chasing after you.
I feel like it'd be easier to take on two.
Why would you think that? What's the logic with that?
Because I don't know. It's like this whole idea of like a group coming after you. You know?
No,
You
dude.
just
I'm
lead
not
them
talking
into,
about.
like, a
No, I'm
tar
talking about
pit
like.
or a swamp.
No, I'm talking
or
about like they're like trying to snipe
you
you
drop
in your
an
bed.
anvil on them, or
What are you talking
all
about?
my references are like cartoon.
Yeah, you're literally like you can't just like Bugs Bunny your way out of like an assassination attempt.
I Bugs Bunny my way out of regular life.
You Bugs Bunny'd your way out of that child support.
I did.
Just kidding. That's not a true fact.
I didn't mean to say I did before that happened. I'd like this comment stricken from the record.
Yes. If this makes it into the final cut, Matt
pays his child support.
Matt will silence me.
Matt pays his child support. End of discussion.
Anyways,
Matt pays his clone support as well.
Dude, yeah. So what about this? What if
Okay.
you heard now that someone comes up to you, another clone scenario I'm tossing out there, right? Someone comes up to you and they're like, "Hey, I have a cloning machine, but the way it works is I can clone you identically, but it's not like the sci-fi clone where you just appear there as an adult with all your memories. It's like probably like a realistic version of it where he just takes your DNA and somehow gets a copy of the exact egg that you were born from, the same sperm or something. And so you have to raise a clone of yourself as a baby, and you have to raise yourself to be exactly like you, and then you have access to this technology, and so you can keep raising Ian's or Matt's forever.
What noble purpose would you have in doing that?
I would probably be able to live vicariously through it, like most people do with their kids, and be like, you can be an actor, but I'll teach you how to be a good one, not a shitty one.
I think with that access, I think humans are innately too dark and evil.
What do you mean?
Ian, like, really think about it. You have the opportunity to clone yourself.
Yeah,
and raise
but it would effectively just be like another baby, because if you raised a completely different, it really would be a completely different person.
You could
it
lie to it and call its hands feet and its feet hands, and if you entrapped it like within your house and it never knew anything but the walls of your house.
You're just talking. This is just This is a terrible, like. It's like that girl that was locked in her basement for 14 years. That's what you're basically talking about.
Yeah, essentially.
You can do that with any baby. You don't have to do that with a clone.
But with a clone, I mean,
I'm saying with the clone, you have far more opportunity to create a better or worse version of yourself. But you're just being like, I would just torture this baby.
No, I'm not saying I would do it. I'm just saying, like, if you had the opportunity, like, would you really go a noble route?
But people do literally all the time.
I mean, that's what babies are. They're just smaller versions of you.
Yeah, but they've got little bits of other people mixed in,
So but I mean, if you could really clone, man, I think like, I mean, if you look at the history of humanity, like we continually try to make things like easier and faster for ourselves, right?
Yes, we're trying to constantly innovate.
Have clones of yourself, my God, like you just cut the whole process. Like
you can only have one at a time, though.
Only one at a time.
Yes. It takes 18 years for the clone DNA to replicate until you can.
Then of course I'd probably be like a good person with that clone.
So you're saying the only thing that's separating you from being a terrible psychopath is the technology to do so?
The technology and the speed, yes.
Wow, I can't believe it. I don't even believe that. I think you're just trolling. I don't think you'd actually be a terrible psychopath, Matt. You're too nice.
I mean, like I wouldn't, but like I said, when I say weaponize again, I'm talking about shit like getting out of going to the DMV, getting out of going to birthday parties.
That's not weaponize. That's
go to.
You use the word utilize. It doesn't have such negative connotation.
I know, right?
So then use that one.
All right, utilize. I'll use the word utilize. Look, I'm learning new words every day. Just learned how to read, and I'm trying to flex. All right.
You did just learn how to read.
And I'm trying.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, man.
It only took you 20, 21 years?
19.
Oh,
I came out 2 years old.
That's right. I forgot you came out like all wrinkly and like pruny.
Mm-hmm.
Your mother was calcified.
Crazy jaundice.
You were bright yellow, dude. No, I'm talking like
I was
Matt
like a yellow
was
Pikmin.
Simpson. No, you're like a Simpson, dude.
Yo, that's great.
So what do you think about?
I would be a Simpson. Would you?
No,
What?
no.
The Simpsons world looks so much fun.
It's also like hell though, because Homer Simpson ruins everyone's life constantly.
He does, but then by the next episode, it restarts.
Then that's hell. That's literally just like the universe constantly resetting and you constantly in like a state of like of just the present.
I think you just defined existence.
No, I define existence in The Simpsons.
Well, okay, so actually that would make really things hard to plan with your clone because you're constantly in the state of existence, of in the moment. And here you got this clone and you're like, what plans am I going to make with my clone? But your clone could just be like, fuck off.
Yeah, who's to say your clone isn't the one that's like, dude, no, I don't want to hang out with you.
Who's to say your clone isn't a dick?
Yeah, dude, what if my clone was like, I love Shrek. Shrek is funny. Shrek memes are great. I love Smash Mouth.
Oh, God.
I would be pissed. I'd be like, dude, my clone is a fucking nerd. My clone is not down with it. He's not on the level.
If I really didn't like my clone, I would expose him to everybody. I'd
Dude,
be like,
yes,
you
I'd
want
be
to
like,
meet my
this
clone?
is my clone, and he sucks. I kind of like that. I kind of like the idea of you being like, yeah, that's my clone. He's a fucking asshole, and he's like, oh, what's up?
Yeah,
I'm also Ian.
Honestly, yeah, if you were more successful than your clone, I would flex all the time how shitty my clone is to make myself look better.
Yeah, he'd be like, we're exactly the same, but we're not because I'm so much more successful and handsome. He's balding. His teeth are falling out. He's like, why? Why do you get all of this? Be like, dude, it's just because I'm the original, bro.
I'm the OG.
I'm the OG. I'm the OI.
Okay, well,
I'm the original Ian.
Oh, fuck. If you have a spouse, your clone would want the same spouse, maybe. It'd be like some Bride of Frankenstein shit.
You think you'd have to clone your wife?
Yeah, well, because like an autonomous creation, like, have you read Frankenstein? That's
Mary Shelley's?
Yeah, that's exactly what happens is that the Frankenstein creature is made. He's like, why am I like this? This is
He's like, I need a wife, and so he has to make a bride.
Yeah, exactly.
For
He's like, this is a torturous existence.
He's kind of right, honestly.
Honestly, yeah.
Existence is kind of torture.
But
that's why we've got this awesome podcast to make things a little easier for you guys.
Oh, shit. Okay, so I was just thinking about this because, like, a common misconception with Frankenstein is he's this big, dumb monster. But, like, in the book, he learns, like, in the book, he becomes, like, the smartest man on the planet.
Yeah, he gets rapidly smarter.
Mm-hmm, because he doesn't have any physical maturation to do. He's born a full-ass man.
And so he's just learning.
Yeah. And so if your clone learns some knowledge, maybe
knowledge.
So if your clone learns something, then you learn the same thing your clone learned. You share experiences, you share a mind, you share memories.
So you're saying that you and your clone have a telekinetic or telepathic link between your brains?
Mm-hmm. But deeper than that, like you share your existence together. Perhaps if they stubbed your toe
so
would
you're literally
fucking
just
hurt
saying
too.
you just have two minds in one body then. That's just completely different.
Two minds and two bodies. God, that'd be so confusing.
It just it doesn't make any sense, Matt. It doesn't.
I guess it doesn't. I guess I was grasping for something there.
No, just like you have a cloud. You have a brain cloud where you both are uploading information to it, and you can both pull from it. So there's like, so you do share memories and experiences. So he could go to like the water park, and go under the mushroom
and bump into a third clone.
Go into the mushroom, and then you'd be like, I remember when I did that. That was so nice, and you could have a very tactile memory of it instantly.
Ooh, that would be great.
That would be kind of you could just experience things twice as quickly. They'd be like, let's go to I would go to India. They'd be like, they're gonna like go to Iceland, just experience as much of the world as you can.
Then maybe
at twice the rate.
Maybe it'd be kind of fun being the shitty clone then. It'd be like
the shitty clone.
Yo, my way better clone. He's so cool. He's got all his hair in his teeth, and he's out there, and he's out there living life
like
right
a
now.
fucking uglier, balder version of myself, and just hobbling around behind me.
Your number one fan.
My number one clone. Yeah, no, yeah. If y'all haven't seen it, y'all should watch that movie Multiplicity with Michael Keaton, made in 1996.
Good year.
Or released in 1996.
Wasn't born yet.
Great vintage.
Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. Now you're like 40s, 50s. You have children, and your children know about your clone.
Uncle Clone. It'd be Uncle Ian.
Oh God.
He comes over and he's like, "Hey, I could have spawned you, but I didn't."
Would you let them bring it in for show and tell day?
It? The clone?
Him? He?
Yeah,
her,
I would say,
she?
but please refer to my clone as him. Okay.
I'll try.
Yeah, I would not show and tell. It wouldn't be like, "Look at the freak." Wouldn't like the fucking zoo or something. I'd be like, I'd probably treat my clone like a human. I'd probably be like, because think about this. You don't want a clone with a lot of animosity, because think about this. How easy would it be to ruin your life? Dress up on your day off, go into your job, shoot it up. Go home, change. Why'd you do that? Why'd you shoot up your job? What's wrong with you?
Oh, fuck.
You could ruin your life,
That's what I'm
dude.
saying. You have to persuade them to be on your team.
You don't have to persuade them. You can just be nice to them. You don't have to persuade people to not be terrible.
You don't have to.
Most people are not awful. Most people are
people
mostly bad. Most bad people have like some kind of either some kind of brain issue or something that's happened in their life that has like led them down a path of darkness.
Darkness. But the clone is the ultimate scapegoat, like I said. It is. There's no denying that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you could really like just do whatever you wanted. You could, but the thing is, you could do one thing. You really only get one try though with one really big thing.
That's
huge giant
true.
scapegoat, and then that clone goes to prison, gets stabbed and shit in the showers or something. You know, you gets fucking shanked in the liver. That's it. There's your try. See, I think you could. I think if you went small scale with it, you could have a whole life of clonery, of clone clownery.
Yeah, that would make it all worth it. But you would have to keep yourself in check, and that would be so damn hard.
Because I know I'm a stubborn asshole, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, dude, quit jumping on the bed or whatever, and I'd be like, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I want, and then something terrible would happen.
Then you grab your clone by the ankles and you pull him off the bed, and he
And
accidentally smacks like the side of his temple against the frame. Now he's bleeding out and seizing on the floor, and you're like, oh shit. You're like, oh god damn it. But you could.
His chest is heaving.
It's like the foot is twitching, kicking out.
That's so grotesque. That's terrible.
Yes, okay, but
Dude, we keep coming back to the prestige. You'd have to bury your clone. Also happened in Rick and Morty, right?
I think so. I think there's an episode of that.
Yeah.
Well, it goes back to the thing you could never fully trust your clone because, like,
It's not a clone. It's an alternate universe. I remember now.
oh no, you're so intelligent.
Rick
so.
and Morty.
Oh, God.
Dude, I love Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick is epic, and you can't handle it.
Fucking throw Pickle Rick on a burger.
I throw Pickle Rick out the window. Throw him in front of the bus.
Yeah, so you can never trust your clone. Do you really
That's
think
not true.
that?
I think
Do
you're
you
the
really-
only one that thinks that.
I really, because it's another person.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not saying you can never fully trust another person, but it is. So, I mean, for all you know, you could leave the house. Oh, I'm going
Theoretically
to work.
speaking, I actually didn't even mean to do that. That was actually, I really just said
That's
that.
great.
Theoretically speaking, if you really can't ever truly trust anyone,
No.
but you can get really, really close, but there's just no way to literally ever know what someone's thinking at any time. You know? That doesn't mean I don't trust my friends, my family, people I love, you know? Of course I do trust them. But theoretically, you know, you never really know everything that's going on. You can't. It's impossible. But I feel like arguably with the clone, you can trust them even more because you know their way of thinking. Because I know what's gonna piss me off, and I know how I'm gonna deal with that anger. You know, I know my like tics and shit. So if I piss my clone off, I would know and I would think about it. You know, I'd be like, oh, I did this. I talked over him, or I put his peas in his mashed potatoes. Dude, I swear to God, if my clone put my fucking maybe some food and the portions were touching, I would fucking lobotomize him.
What? You're a food segregationist?
No, I'm kidding. I'm literally
Okay.
kidding. I fucking mix my shit together like pudding, dude.
Yeah,
I push
I've
it all
seen
together.
you. You're like an old man at fucking K&W cafeteria, just a piled on.
I'm like an old
mashed
man at
potatoes
fucking,
and pudding and
What's that
tater
old
tots.
place with like it's got the, it's not actually old, but it's like the Oh God, what am I thinking of? It's like kind of like Biscuitville. It's got like the old-fashioned Southern style with like the rocking chairs out front.
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker
I was
Barrel.
just talking with someone about Cracker Barrel today. Okay, theory about Cracker Barrel: it's always at the top of hills and bottom of hills.
Why?
It's off the interstate, dude. I think it's like the lots are designed for truck drivers.
Just because it's an easy stop.
Oh my God! And think about it. They have that little gift shop. You're out on the road. You live on the road as a truck driver.
You're a truck driver. You're gonna never buy gifts.
You could pick up a little knick-knack for whoever from
for
the
your
Cracker
sweetheart.
Barrel. If you're a
For your
sweetheart truck
for your
driving
clone.
man.
For your clone, baby.
If you're a clone.
Your clone sweetheart.
If you and your clone made a kid, not together, but with someone else.
Dude, like Mamma Mia with clones. Have you seen that movie?
Yes. God, no.
What would be okay? Now let's talk about this. Let's talk about some really positive applications you could do with your clone. You know what I was thinking of?
I fell into the darkness way too quick there.
See, this is I was gonna say you started off the bat and you were like, weaponize the clone. We must crush its will to live. It's like Jesus Christ.
I think it's just the idea is so scary.
Check out this. It is really scary, but wouldn't it be really cool if you could do something like start a band with your clone?
Yes.
Like I play guitar and I also play bass, or not bass. Oh yeah, also play bass or keyboard. You know, and what's the clone band name? Me, Myself, and I. Oh, that's only if there's 3 clones. Me, Myself, no.
Multiplicity.
It would be Ian with the with the 2 next to it. The
Ian squared.
Yeah, Ian squared.
Yeah, that'd be a great name. Because everyone would know in the world that Ian is the only person with a clone.
And he creates
and
sick, awesome music that everyone likes.
You know, you would have a lot of haters. People would be like, oh, how dare those assholes? You know,
I could barely handle one Ian.
Yeah, they were given the gift of cloneship, and they only decided to make a band with it. They could be doing so much more noble things for science. You know what I mean? Now, would you do noble things for science?
No, fuck science. Science is for nerds. I'd be fucking like, let's fucking play. Dude, check this out.
Yeah.
Play like Call of Duty or something, some like 2-player video game, and go like head to head, and be like. And it would probably come down to like The Wire or like, you know, like Tekken or fucking Smash. I feel like fighting games with your clone would be really, really fun.
Fighting
because you'd be both be getting better at the same exact rate too.
Exactly. Dude, I want to fight my fucking clone.
I know, dude. I know you do, and I do too. I have this really corny image in my head of you're both throwing punches and your knuckles are both hitting, like they're both clashing right at the same time. You both kick, and so you both kick at the same time and kick each other. You know, like fucking. Does it happen in the Matrix? There's definitely a ton of media where someone fights their clone and they're using the same moves at the same time.
It's not clones, but there's really that really long homoerotic fight from They Live.
I haven't seen They Live, so I don't know.
You didn't see They Live?
I didn't watch it with y'all.
Oh, for real? There's like a 10-minute fight scene between Keith
and they're
David
just sucking each
Roddy
other. Dude.
Piper.
They're just nibbling.
Essentially.
Really?
They don't stop fighting for 10 minutes, and it's
and
just
so
like,
sweaty.
They're sweaty and they're all over each other, and they're just pressed up against the car like and so yeah,
like that. I mean,
we're kind of talking about twins.
We're not though.
You're like, wouldn't it be so much fun?
Because
to
a
play
twin is
video
like a
games with
natural
them?
thing. You know, people have twins.
I'm talking natural.
No, that's not true. I mean, it's kind of weird, but it's still a thing that happens.
Fucking weird.
But I'm saying a clone, dude, very different than a twin. A twin could be like, oh, we kind of look alike, but a clone is like it's like a mirror. You know what I mean?
Think of another positive application.
I think the band is a good idea.
The band is a good idea. Cooking.
Just a master cook.
Yeah.
Because you'd immediately be like, oh, this doesn't taste right. We got to add more cumin, or you know, and you'd immediately be on it.
Yeah.
You know,
and they wouldn't have a different thought from you. They'd have the same taste palette as you do.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they'd know what's up.
You could apply for jobs together.
Dude, I feel like you could make some really cool clone art.
Oh yeah.
Or movies. You could make a movie about clones and have no CGI.
No one would be able to relate to you ever.
What?
No one would ever be able to be like, oh, I know what it's like to be them. Every problem you have in life, someone would be like, well, you have a clone.
I don't know. I feel like twins could kind of relate to you.
Twins would try too really hard.
To relate?
They would try to be your best friend.
They could, because you're
right.
We
exactly
are close
what it's
to
like
twins.
to be just like you.
I don't know. I think people could still relate to me.
It would just, oh man, like it's kind of bummed me out. Like it really would throw your life into a fucking spiral if you found your clone.
What if you found your clone and he was evil?
Okay, I think the best solution is
like
find
us.
your clone when they're young.
and just
when you're
pillow
young.
over the mouth when they're sleeping, take them out. What are you saying? I don't know.
I'm saying if you find the clone when you're young, you have the best possibility for positive outcomes with your life. But if you already have like your life secured and settled down, and then you find
Dude,
a
you gotta
clone,
fucking terminate them. You gotta like
You
Arnold
can't.
Schwarzenegger. It's the second time I've
it's
said
Total
Arnold.
Recall. I'm telling you.
You're right. We've
it's
been mentioning
Total
Arnold
Recall.
Schwarzenegger a lot.
Good. Let's mention him even more.
Even
Did you see
more.
that video where he got drop kicked?
I didn't.
Dude, some fan. He was doing some event in South Africa. Like I think it was some like weightlifting for charity or something like that. And some fan ran the fuck up behind him and flying drop kicked him in the back.
We individually inspect.
Oh my
God,
God.
that is way too loud.
That is so loud. Advertisements are so loud these days.
These days. You want to see this video? I want to see fucking.
Schwarzenegger attacked.
He truly was attacked. Wait, this wasn't like a. Was this recent?
Yeah. This was like a few months ago. We're talking about visual things that no one can see on this podcast, but please
God,
look
he
it
is
up.
still jacked.
Dude, he's the fucking Terminator.
Dude, the thing is, the dude runs at him and flays into him. But
drop
he's
kicks
such a
him.
fucking fridge. He's a fucking fridge of a man.
Yeah,
he
he does-
doesn't even. He just goes, oh.
He trips. He moves forward like a foot. That's it.
It's
If
just-
someone flying drop kicked me, they'd probably break my fucking spine.
Yeah, he'd probably kill me. It would literally shatter my fucking ribcage. But for him, it's just you bounce off like a bullet hitting a steel wall. Just doink.
Oh my God! If you had a clone, you could literally be like, pick
Bro, pro wrestling.
oh shit! Yes, you would corner the marketplace.
Dude, yes. You could do so many cool clone moves, like, tap him in and it's just another you. That'd be so sick.
Ooh, fuck yeah!
Dude, you could do like super powered clone moves where you're both flipping off each other and shit, perfectly synchronized. Both land with the same elbow on their neck, kills them.
What could
Now you're
you
banned
do?
from all wrestling.
Now, yeah, you would. It would be a short career indeed.
You'd be too powerful, I think.
What couldn't you do if you had a clone? Like, what limitation would you have in life?
You couldn't really know true peace ever again, I think. You know what I mean?
The true peace
I
from
think-
loneliness.
I think existential peace and completion.
Existential.
Eggs.
Send in your videos how many hard-boiled eggs you can eat.
We really want to see those hard-boiled egg videos,
We want to
folks.
see those hard-boiled eggs guzzling down
Sucking
your
them
gullet.
down. Like the hot dog shooter. That's another great video.
That's what we're gonna go viral with this one.
He says, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, that's as American as it gets. What he does.
When he vomits that hot dog like 2 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Awesome
I
video.
salute him every time.
I cry and I salute it and I look at my picture on the wall of
I kiss
kiss my
my
picture of-
fingers and
of
I
Teddy
put 'em-
Roosevelt.
of Teddy of the Rough Riders. Just
with the Rough Riders with his giant fucking Tic Tac teeth.
dude, you could if you had a clone, you could do some shit like the Rough Riders. Like you could fucking invade.
No,
and
you couldn't.
conquer.
You would like go. They would just be like, oh, there's two guys that look kind of similar. Just kill them both.
Maybe.
I think your life would get a lot easier, but there's not anything that's truly crazy. I feel like you still wouldn't be able to do.
I'd want to have a kid with somebody really fast to see if they produced a person and then magically another clone appeared in their life one day.
Oh, so there's some supernatural shit.
Yeah.
Whoa. Interesting. So that'd be how you test the theory: is to inseminate someone immediately. Immediately.
At
Like
7
I meet
years
my
old.
clone and I turn around and I'm like, "Hey, I'll give you $5 million right now.
That I
I'll
don't
go
have
to debt.
yet, but I will get it.
I'll get it because
I
I'll have a
fucking
clone and I'm gonna make this cool band and everyone's
Yeah.
gonna fucking love it. But I have to inseminate you right now. I'm gonna keep using the word inseminate because it's disgusting.
It's a good word though.
Inseminate.
It's got a lot of syllables.
Inseminate.
Inseminate.
I really just counted on my hand how many syllables there was.
I think it was 4.
You thought correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Dude, what if what if you inseminated her and she had twins then she had twins.
Oh my god. You know what? I really hate to say this. You might have to live your life on the run from the government because they would want to use you for every fucking test.
No, you're that dude.
ever.
Absolutely, like E.T.
Yeah.
Like exactly like E.T. Like I'm riding a bike and I'm also in the front of the bike with like a little shawl over my head, you know, and then we're riding and there's the moon in the background. Please don't sue us, Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg, please talk to me.
Please watch this podcast. Honestly, that would be awesome if Steven Spielberg watched this and was like, these fucking idiots are talking about E.T. and Pringles. I have to sue them. That'd be kind of cool.
Spielberg owns Pringles. That's the moral of the story.
There's a lot of overlap in the E.T. and Pringles
universes.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I would the Pringleverse. Shut up. That's so terrible. Yeah, so yeah, you're totally correct though. Like if the government found out about your clone, which they probably would really quickly,
incredibly quickly.
If you lived in a place like
calls.
China or Russia, they would be on it. I mean, they have facial recognition cameras like on the street in China. You know?
What?
You don't know about that?
No.
Oh yeah, dude, it's really bad.
Holy shit.
Yeah, not on like every corner, but I mean they're out there, and if you find these videos, they're just it's like a Times Square kind of square. It's like people everywhere,
Tiananmen
and there's
Square.
just little no, that's not right. And there's just little squares tracking all their faces at the same time. But that's what I'm saying. They'd find it out immediately, and they'd be like, "Dude, that's kind of a cool idea for a movie." Is that your clone gets you discovered, and you and your clone are like, we're both in trouble now, and we're in it together, and we have to escape the Yakuza because they want to kill us because the Chinese government commissioned them to, instead of doing themselves. Because we got to get the Yakuza. We got to get the Yakuza in there somehow. It's obvious. I like the idea of you making movies with your clone that are clone movies because you wouldn't have to use CGI. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there'd be a lot of things cheaper in life.
We were talking about fucking our clone, right? That's small brain, man.
Oh,
we
yeah.
need to talk about making porn with our clone. Be like young hot teen fucks himself. Instead of fucks his mom, it's fucks himself or stepmom. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Dude, would people watch clone porn?
Yes.
Why do we always talk about porn? We always talk. This is the second episode in a row where we just not immediately, but
I think it's because like everything reverts back to that.
You think the little caveman in my head is banging his club on the ground? Like,
I definitely think that.
It's kind of true, to be honest. I probably have a rather primitive brain. I have a smooth brain. My brain has holes in it. It's like Swiss cheese.
Oh my god.
Just giant holes in my brain. People would totally watch clone porn. Dude, it would just be like twins, because people love twins, right?
That's what I'm saying. We're back to twins, like.
But that's because it's analogous to it. It's not the same thing.
It's the only thing analogous to it.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
So they cloned sheep, right? They've done that.
What was her name? The first sheep to be cloned?
I don't fucking know.
Go on.
But okay, so they've done it. But the only reason it would happen, because let's go back to the whole government thing. The government made you
Dolly.
Dolly. Dolly, yes. You find your clone on the street.
Dolly
right?
Parton.
And Dolly Parton is your clone, and she comes up to you.
I would love Dolly Parton, my clone. She's such a lovely woman.
She is, man.
She's Dolly Parton is for the kids, actually, to be honest.
She is, yeah. She's family friendly. Have you been to Dollywood?
Yes, Dollywood's awesome.
It's fucking wonderful.
If y'all don't know what Dollywood is, it's a fucking theme park that's themed after Dolly Parton, and so there's Dolly Parton music playing during it. They're like everywhere, which can sometimes be kind of shitty, but the rides are actually sick. The rides are honestly really good, and no one ever goes, so the lines are short as fuck. Dollywood A+. That theoretically speaking gives Dollywood a thumbs up.
Yes, a big thumbs up.
So you were saying?
I don't know what I was saying. Oh, wait, here's what I was saying. Okay, so the government, right? Okay, let's go back to the very beginning of the podcast here. You find your clone on the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see him first?
Sure, why not?
Okay, that's important.
And you're like, oh, what the fuck? But that clone approaches you.
So.
Oh, the first interaction with your clone. If you approach the clone, or if the clone approaches you, that dictates
the entire power dynamic.
Yes.
Yeah. First, because if I'm the one that's like, hey, what the fuck? He'd be like, he's already on the defensive. And if you kept the pressure on, that would totally permeate your entire existing relationship with this clone.
This is why I'm saying beat the shit out of them and tie them up and put them in your house. You need to find the source.
Cut the podcast right there.
Yeah. You need to find the source of their existence.
The clone source. The energy source of
because
clones.
If you don't, like I said, I think you have to establish a trust, and that trust has to be so thoroughly vetted.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm too soft. Maybe I would have to fucking crack down on my clone.
It's the biggest threat.
Like
to
flay
you.
him,
Mhm.
you know,
Oh my
not
God.
flay him, but like, you know, whip him if he's bad, you know,
Flay
normal
him
stuff.
if he's worse.
Flay him if he's a little worse. Like if he sins, you know, if he ever has an impure thought and he tells me about it, he's got to lose some fingernails, maybe. I don't know.
What would you peel off the fingernails with?
Pliers.
Pliers. That's smart. Yeah.
Yeah, really smart.
Really quick. Not that messy.
No, it would totally be messy.
It'd be messy for like a second.
You can't pull your clone's fingernails off and have it not be messy.
What if
Come
you-
on.
What if you pulled your clone's fingernail off and your fingernail came off too?
That would be so scary.
That would be terrifying.
That'd be so
I
scary.
would protect my clone.
I feel like
at all
JoJo's Bizarre
costs.
Adventure, like fucking, will like you take the same damage that like your stand takes or whatever. So if like your clone breaks his arm, then your arm's like,
Oh.
you share damage. That would be
Damn.
fucking sick. It'd be really bad because then you could do so much less. You could never beat
Mm-hmm.
the shit out of your clone unless you're a masochist, which, you know, then you're good, right? Then it's easier. But
A clone would not satisfy.
dude, one day your clone would just get really depressed and kill himself, and you would be the, you know, obviously the handsome, better, awesomer clone that's not balding and depressed.
And losing their teeth.
Yeah, and losing their teeth, and then he just
Kicked out of the
and he just
band
shoot,
'cause
and he
they
blows
couldn't
his head
keep
off with a
tempo.
shotgun, and you're like at like a meeting with your friends, and your head just goes boom, goes.
Yeah. Like you're just sitting you're there at like a lunch meeting with your friends, like the fork and the knife just rattle, just like against the plate.
Boom.
Your head
And they
explodes.
just slump right over.
Yeah.
That would be kind of fucking sick.
Hits like the plate and just blood squirts all over your dinner guests. It'd be awful.
And they're like,
Check, please.
They'd be like, "Oh shit, his clone must have killed himself."
dude, his clone,
That
his clone
ugly fucking
killed himself.
That got kicked out of the
The
band.
disgusting, filthy clone. We did kick him out of the clone band. We had to just get another tall guy and put him in a wig because he was balding, and it was obviously not like two of me.
Yeah, and then the clone gimmick was done. The minute your clone starts aging different than you, the
What
gimmick's
about
over.
that? What about that? Your clone ages rapidly. So like, he's only like 5 years old, but like the age that you meet him, you know what I mean? He's like he looks like he was 22,
Right.
but but he's actually like only got like 30 more years left.
What if it's some Benjamin Button shit? You're moving forward and they're moving backwards.
Whoa. But you still meet at the same age, so he's like 70 then, and I'm 20, assuming you live to be about 90.
But at some point, you guys would meet in the middle.
You already did meet in the middle.
No, like I'm saying, like you would age 20, 30, 40, and they would age like 70, 60, 50. At some point, you would meet in the middle.
It'd look the same. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It'd be when you're 20, I guess, theoretically, right?
Theoretically speaking.
Speaking purely theoretically.
Man, the possibilities really are endless with a clone, but I think ultimately,
I think you know what? I think I've come around on it. I think we gotta weaponize the clone. Repeat, weaponize, the clone. Weaponize.
Look, I sincerely think it would just be such a threat to your own existence. Like you know what? Maybe not weaponize. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing, but you would have to vet and check the fuck out of that clone to make sure it's not going to ruin your life.
Yeah, I'd have to be like, dude. I'd probably be like, don't fuck with. Have you seen the movie Enemy?
No.
With Jake Gyllenhaal?
That's exactly what happens.
That's
in that,
literally exactly.
finds a
He
clone.
meets his clone or a copy of himself,
Uh-huh.
and he's like one of them asshole. He literally takes advantage of him. How do I not think of this? I love that fucking movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's Denis Villeneuve. You should definitely.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
Absolutely, it's so beautiful too. It's very well shot. But it's yeah, dude, yeah. And so like the one clone is like, he's like more macho. He's like an actor, you know. He's like kind of everything the main character's lacking. He's literally the better clone, and he's like an asshole. And he's like, I'm gonna fuck your wife. And he's like, and you can't stop me because if you do, then I'm gonna fuck your life up. And he fucks his wife. Damn. Spoiler.
Well,
Spoiler alert.
going back to the whole cloud storage idea, yeah, you could live more life. You could have a double life. With
Yeah,
a
if we're
clone.
in the shared brain telepathic link cloud memory storage clone hypothetical, then yeah, I think that would honestly be a really cool one.
That would be great.
I mean, you would
turn
literally just
myself
double
in-
your life experience.
You know what? Why not turn yourself into the government and become a CIA operative like some James Bond shit? The government will
But
pay
James
for
Bond
it.
is totally made up. You have to be like you have to be like.
Well, yeah, I know that. No, he's not made up. He's not fictitious. He's British. Come on.
He's worse.
He's worse.
He's not only made
Scottish.
up. He's from fucking Britain.
Barf. Anyways,
Barf.
so no, if you became like a CIA agent, the government would pay for all your travel, all your housing, all your meals, and you'd have a clone, and you could get twice as much shit done.
I mean, you'd be the production would be immense.
Dude, I mean, like, really the possibilities.
Now think
are
about this,
endless.
dude.
Yeah.
You could use your clone to apply for jobs, right? Go to your job application and be like, okay, I know I might not be super qualified for this position, right? But I have something that I really need you to bear witness to. I need you to, like, don't scream. Don't be so surprised. But Ian, can you come on in, dude? And then I walk out, and now I'm like, even if I was doing kind of a poor job at this job initially because I'm not qualified, I can literally do double of it. And you can pay us half as much.
I mean, that already exists called Property Brothers. You ever seen that show? That's exactly what they did.
What?
Have you never heard of Property Brothers?
No.
Look up Property Brothers
all right,
on
well,
HGTV.
So if you're watching this, let me know if that's a weird thing to not know about. Property Brothers. Because I feel like I've never heard of that.
Look up Property Brothers.
I'm not gonna.
It's clones. They're real life clones.
In real life?
Mm-hmm. Look it up.
No.
Look it up right now.
I don't want to.
Ian, I'm telling you to look it up right now. You have the computer. I don't.
Property Brothers. This is going to suck.
Images.
What is it?
Look how similar they look.
They're not clones. They're just brothers.
Exactly. But the thing is, they could market themselves and be like, oh, well, I could do the job, and so can my twin brother.
It's just some HGTV type shit. It's just home
HGTV is the
makeover.
shit, dude. What are you talking about?
I like HGTV, but I don't think you need
Beachfront Bargain Hunt? That's the shit.
Beachfront Bargain Hunt.
That show is the shit. It's the worst properties on the beach that they talk up so hard.
Yeah, those are going to be underwater real soon.
Yeah.
The world is fucked, and we're all going to die. My clone is going to fucking kill himself.
Would you try to save the world if you had a clone? It'd be much easier to.
No, what? It would not. In fact, it'd be harder because you'd have 2 carbon footprints.
Oh, you're right.
How would you possibly... I'm Clone Man. There's just one more of me, but we're still as vulnerable to anything.
If you're hiking in the Himalayas and you're like suddenly starving to death, which clone gets to eat the other?
The original.
Who's the original?
We somehow in this situation we would know. You'd know. You would know if you were the clone.
Whoa. You would have that telekinesis, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be like, I have to sacrifice myself because he was the first. Your brain would give yourself over to them. That's what I think.
You'd be sitting there at my slave module.
Yeah, I'm typing away at my web slave module. Why is that relevant? That's not at all.
Gibby had a clone.
Gibby does kind of have his little clone. He kind of has like a little Gibby. Y'all, if you don't know, Gibby from iCarly has a channel on YouTube called Sad World, and it's fucking fantastic. He makes like a lot of the music for it. He's like bald and he's balding in 22. Mm-hmm. He's frustrated to say the least. It's actually unironically a really good channel. But he has his own little Gibby. He has like his own little like, you know, kind of funny looking kid that he like
That's right,
is raising to be like his own little Gibby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of exactly what we're talking about. Like he's raising his own Gibby. Gibby is the control group for the clones. That's what I'm saying.
What wouldn't you do with your clone?
I don't know.
Like what would you be limited to?
Probably couldn't like read with my clone. I would want to read alone.
Yeah. That's fair.
Dude, you know what'd be really cool is if you would like played some music in the background. You know, you step outside. Yeah, you know, it's a beautiful day. Fucking Mr. Bright Sky's playing. You know, you get on your tandem bicycle and you're like, come on,
Bling,
and bling, and then your clone comes over and he's riding it and you're waving to your neighbors. You know, at the same time, hey neighbors.
They're shitting their pants because they're
all shitting their pants because
they
they literally saw you for the first time ever. You broke into that house. You don't even live there, but you have this clone. Wouldn't it be nice?
You climb through the window and steal the cherry pie sitting on the side of it. It's steaming.
And your clone's like, he's like, ow, it's too hot. And you're like, ha ha ha. You have to wait, silly. It's like a 50s It's a Wonderful Life type. Like everything is like way too nice.
I like the idea of, let's go back really quickly to your clone comes out like at birth, just this mauling, stupid, drooling clone that you have to raise up.
You have to deal with this, just a worse version of yourself.
Yeah.
I'd kill it.
Oh my God.
I'm just being real. I'd kill it.
Really?
Probably not, but maybe. I don't know if I'd be capable of that, to be honest.
You know
but
what I would do?
I would think about it. I'd be like, God, my life would be so much better if I didn't have this shittier Ian.
I would ditch it in the next town over so I could still kind of keep an eye on it.
That's basically Well, no. So you're saying you'd like leave it in the basket at the nunnery or whatever?
Fuck no, not even.
Put them in the
fire
river.
Station. Nah.
Where would you leave it?
You really want to know where I would leave it?
Yes, of course.
I would leave it at the dog pound, just to see if they decided to raise it like a dog.
That's fucking stupid, man. Of course they
I'm
wouldn't.
just trying for the crossover episode here. That's all I'm trying to do.
Oh, okay. I got you. Puppy
No.
people.
No, I think I would like honestly.
Dude, what if your clone became a puppy person?
Fuck. That'd be terrible.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
now I understand killing it. So
now I'm on board with killing it. If my clone was a shitty or worse version of me, and he's like, I want to be a dog, I'd kill him.
boom, done.
Boom,
no, I would
bang.
leave
I'd be like,
them-
oh, let's go outside. Here, I've got something to show you in the backyard.
I might leave them with the richest person I know, honestly.
They would be like, I don't want this thing. This disgusting, worse you. Why would I want that?
I'd be like, but you have the money to.
So what? Why do you always guilt people into things? You have to, because you can.
Because
Suck my balls.
It's just easier to.
Yes, of course it's easier to just be like, you do it. Yeah, you're right. That is easier than doing anything in the world.
Exactly.
Maybe we should do that more often. Next time my boss asks me to do something, I'll be like, nah, you do it. And he'll be like, yeah, dude, you're right. And he'll go do it. And then I'll get a raise, and I'm the boss now.
Oh, that's nice. Or he'll just walk over to you and he'll just hand you an envelope. You'll be like, what the fuck is this? And he'll be like,
Open it,
"That's
and there's a white powder
it's-
inside.
It's your last check. And it's anthrax.
Last check, also anthrax. And I'm like, damn, didn't have to do me like that, boss. And then me and my clone leave.
And then you die from the anthrax, but your clone lives on and cashes your check.
Nice. I hope
And
my clone
invests
would
it
get it.
well.
Well, I think we've pretty much covered all the bases.
Yeah, this is kind of like like we didn't really have.
We
like,
talked about fucking the clone, fighting the clone, clowning with the clone. The clone is evil. You have to kill the clone. The clone is worse. What else could we possibly touch on? I think that's pretty much.
I really let's.
We talked about if you were the clone.
We got to like middle age. What about now, like senior age?
I feel like a senior clone would be really nice.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Play
Just both of
checkers
you
with-
rocking on the front porch.
Yeah.
Hey.
And then you're sitting there and you're like smiling, like it's been a good life.
You're
with your
smiling,
clone.
and then you have trouble breathing,
Yeah,
and you
it's
look over, and
getting
your
kinda
clone is smiling, and his eyes are drifting, and you both drift away, and go burn in hell forever together.
Can you imagine dying before your clone though? That would suck.
No, I'd be
Or
like, fuck
living.
yeah. No, I'd be like, fuck yeah, that's awesome.
If you died before your clone, what if you outlived your clone?
That's what I'm saying. I think you don't want everyone to outlive your kids, but I want to outlive my clone.
Oh, for sure. Fuck my clone. Oh,
My clone. All right, y'all. I think that's all we've got for tonight. It's been a fun podcast. Let us know if you've got more topics you want us to talk about.
mm-hmm.
Send in those egg videos, because I guess we'll do that.
I guess that's the thing we're gonna do now. Do you want to tease next week's episode, or not next week, but next times? Because we're gonna try to get like on a bi-weekly, monthly schedule with these episodes.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna definitely try to really structure this a little bit more, just a little bit, because we want
sorry
the
for the
discussions
wait,
to be. Yeah, sorry for the wait, y'all. We definitely want to leave the discussion as to being off the cuff, but we want to structure the recording times far more. But yeah, I don't know if I want to tease the next episode.
Okay.
I think we should leave it up to the viewer
I think
to
that's
stay
enough of a
hungry.
tease right there that we're gonna have a next episode.
Oh, we're gonna have another episode.
We're gonna have so many more episodes.
So, we'll post this up soon, y'all, and Matt and I will definitely make some posts about it. So, keep following us. Go ahead and like it, and we love the feedback. We love the fans, all 12 of you. That's not true. We actually got a couple. We actually got around like 80, or almost, I think we got
Really?
in between Spotify and SoundCloud. We got like 100 listeners. So we're in the
That's awesome.
we're in the triple digits, folks. That's all
There
I'm
we
saying.
go.
We're in the big leagues now. So, like, subscribe, comment, and yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. This has been Theoretically Speaking. I'm Ian.
I'm Matt, and remember to be an individual, not a clone.
And I'm Ian too.
This is Ian Squared. Hey, Ians. How are you guys doing?
Wow guys, what a great episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more garbage. It is time for Matt and Ian to go and kick their clones' asses. Wish them luck. Bye.